you here while I cooked bacon. A controversial thing to be cooking while I feel like ass, but
Dude, actually, yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't
You
have
guys,
anything else.
she's like, my stomach hurts. And then she comes in with fucking Vietnamese coffee. Like,
Oh,
yeah, no
sorry.
shit.
I don't live in fear, okay? I don't live in fear. I'm brave. Yeah, I'm brave and tough. What can I
Yeah,
say?
she said from her porcelain throne.
How dare you? I told you that in confidence.
No, not true. Yesterday, or like whenever we were filming, you literally brought up yourself.
That is so true. I actually have no shame. I have no shame. I also realize I have no integrity. And I'm conspiratorial. And hey, welcome back. The story I'm going to tell you is the story of how when I was in Mexico, I almost got absorbed into this cult.
Oh,
And I'm not even kidding you. This whole story could be a saga. It could be the next Hunger Games type beat. It was actually really crazy. Are we just going to start out like that? Like raw dog right into the story?
yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
guys, we're
anyways,
raw dogging it today.
Mexico was lit. It was awesome. I went there with my partner for my birthday as a gift. Yeah, anyways, it was like really awesome. It was really smooth. Unlike my shits
Smooth.
currently.
Stop! I'm literally going to
What?
fucking like.
What
This is
demon?
an
What
art podcast.
they're gonna
Okay?
demon? Okay, so now all of a sudden you're too good for poo poo pee pee jokes. Shut up. You made it like last.
Well, make them at least be like, yeah, like if you want to do pee pee poo poo, do pee pee poo poo, but say something like, oh, Armat, signed, Armat.
Armut.
she
Whatever.
said, she said, make a contemporary art joke while you're at it.
Yo, how about
Anyway.
y'all let me be? That's what I have to say. I actually got to the resort and I was actually like really shook in my head because it was a gift from my mother and we have a strange relationship. For some reason, I was expecting her to send me to somewhere that was like really fucked up. I don't know why, but that was the expectation. Like genuinely, I thought she was gonna send me somewhere that was like actually, I don't even know what I was expecting. But anyways, we got there. I was like, oh shit, like this is pretty nice. Like it was actually really nice. I got so excited and stuff, and the people were awesome. And then on the first day, we had to do when we were checking in, the guy was like, oh, go to concierge to book in your meeting or tour. I forgot what they said. We're like, huh? We're like, for what? So go to concierge. We had to like do this tour of the place, do a meeting type of thing. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing that on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or on this trip. Like, and it was like, dude, it was like 2 hours. They're like, the slotted time is 2 hours. 2 hours? What are you gonna tell me in 2 hours? Anyways, I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, okay, so these are the time slots, right? And then I was telling my partner, I was so convinced. I was like, dude, we're gonna trick these motherfuckers. Like, we are gonna escape this thing. We're gonna trick them to thinking that we went, but we didn't go. What are they gonna do? Put me in jail? God, it was worse. It was actually worse than jail. I would have rather have gone to prison at that point. So we didn't go. We didn't go on our scheduled date, right? We thought we got away with it. We really did. We're like, oh, we did it. Like, they like, how are they gonna find us? By the way, this like, we went to an all-inclusive resort, and this resort was huge. There's 3 cenotes. It had its own private beach, this like little lagoon area. Like, you couldn't walk the whole resort if you wanted to. You had to like either bike or kayak. The resort was built around this like river. Oh, we really thought we did something here. And then we started getting messages in our hotel rooms when they would clean. First we got like this message like attached to a door that was like, go to concierge for a free gift. I'm like, I don't trust this. And it was like the time to go was 1 p.m. I'm like, this is the
They were
meeting
gonna
time.
traffic you.
Yeah, I'm like,
There's a gift for you at the concierge. You come down, they're like, give me your organs.
yeah. You know what? I just want to mention as a story, I'm in Mexico, but I am not trying to perpetuate a stereotype about Mexican culture and tourism. Like that's not what it is, because let me tell you, it was not them. It was not them. It was truly the white man. We got the thing. We're like, oh, we're not falling for this. So we didn't go, right? We ignored it again. We're like, oh, this is a trick. We kept getting letters and calls. Like, they would not leave us alone. We're
Mhm.
like, fuck. Like, we actually have to do this. Felt like we were fugitives at that point. Like, if we don't do this,
But they won't leave you
yeah, they won't
alone.
leave us alone this whole trip. So we're like, fuck, what is 2 hours, right? We do this meeting. They take us, okay, so it's like us and like 3 other families. Me and my partner are like the only people that are just a couple, and we're the youngest ones there. The rest of them is just like full on families. It was just like so fucking weird. They asked us for our IDs, our passports, the expiration dates of credit cards that we had. Weird. We had to like wait in the lobby all together, and they led us to this room, to this mysterious fucking room. It wasn't even a room. It was like a building, a separate building with this like fucking crazy door, and it was called the room was called Los Angeles, and I'm like, that's how I knew this shit was fucked. Like, I'm like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
bad.
right? Not a room named after a fucking American ass place. Like, no, I don't trust that. We go into this room, and they're all wearing these black button-ups and whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And there was like banners everywhere. And I'm like, dude, what is this? What did we step into? One by one, we all get assigned to different people who are like gathering our information. Like, where are we from? What's our jobs? Like, stuff like that. How old are we?
What the fuck? Why do they even have the right for it?
I know! That's what I'm saying. It gets weirder. Anyways, so we connect the dots, and I'm like, oh, these people are trying to sell us some kind of timeshare for the resort. Do you know what I mean? Or buy property essentially. And we're like, from the very beginning, when the girl sat down, I was like, hey, we are not doing this. Like, I'm like, we're not buying anything. We're not signing up for any type of membership. We're young. We can't afford it. We're not doing it. I'm like, it's a kind of a waste of time. But they wouldn't let us go. They're like, no. This is like, it's totally optional. We're not going to force you, but the tour and stuff it's an obligation essentially since we're staying there. I'm like, to who? Like, what the fuck?
Do you want a bad review? Is that what you want?
Oh yeah, girl.
They wanna go fucking fight it out, bitch? Like, what the hell? I'm not wasting my time just because you want to sell something to me. Just because you want me to be forced to watch a 2-hour ad in person.
Okay, so after these women get our information, we get sent to another person. So these other guys come in wearing fancy fucking outfits or whatever. And they're like, these are gonna be your guides. I'm like, guides to what? And then anyways, we got matched up, and this was God actually watching out for us, because we got matched up with like this guy named
Sulavu.
and he was actually such a nice person. Like, God bless him.
Sulavu.
He was actually so kind. Like, you can tell that he was just doing this as a job. It was just funny because essentially we had an hour and a half tour with him where he was like trying to convince us to buy property and like join this membership thing, and we were just not buying it because it was just too good to be true. I don't know, most people don't get sucked into these things unless you're like my mom. But the thing is though, Lisa, like, I looked into this after, like, this thing is actually a scam. Like, everything they promise is not what you actually can get out of it. Even if I had money, I wouldn't even. And it's like a
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact that they're so pushy about it already gives you everything. Like, tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, but the fucking crazy. Okay, so like we go on this tour. We've already been there for 2 days, so it's like everything he's showing us is things we already know because we've been there for 2 days. Dude, what the hell? And he was like, he was literally like drawing us like a graph and stuff and like how it works. It was like that episode of The Office where he just draws a triangle around Michael Scott's graph because it's a literal pyramid scheme. Because part of it was like you had to like recruit other people. I'm like, dude, this is a pyramid scheme. Why are we And it was just funny because you could.
What the hell did your mom purchase?
Dude, girl, it's beyond me.
What is that place?
We searched it up later. Everyone says it's just like full on scam. But it's crazier. It's even crazier because the thing about this place that confused me is that it's owned by the Kimpton, which is like a hotel.
By the who?
The Kimpton, which is like a hotel franchise. And I actually love the Kimpton. Like, I've stayed there multiple times in all around the world, and it's quite an expensive hotel brand. So I'm like confused as to whether or not the Kimpton is involved with this. I just don't feel like they would go for something like this. It's very confusing. So he's like, you can tell that this man had a gun to his head and was like I have to do, like, he has to do this job. It's really sad. Obviously, where all the resorts are in Mexico are in the Mayan/Yucatan area. So it's like a lot of these people have to be in tourism to make any type of money.
Yeah.
Which is like, it is what it is, and it's really sad. So we do the tour, and he's like, he's like asking us like questions, showing us like how it works. And he's like, so would you rather travel the way you're traveling now, or would you rather follow us? And we're like, travel the way we are traveling now. And so like we really were giving them a hard ass time. And then at the end, he brings us into another cryptic ass building, okay? Windows covered, like, and he's like, no videos, no photos. We're like, huh? So we go in, and it's a fucking room, plaques on the wall of like the history of the resort. And then there's like a mini models of what they're gonna do to the resort. A whole thing about the creator. And I'm like, you know what this is giving? This is truly, we are in a cult movie. What's the movie I'm thinking about?
This is Severance.
Yeah, this is
We
Severance.
just watched Severance when they were walking into the like
Yes.
museum, and it's like it literally has their
Yeah,
founders
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking about. It was Severance. It was that scene. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Dude.
They had a bunch of like plaques and stuff. Dude, how are we supposed to invest millions of dollars into this membership thing and like property when all of their plaques are crooked? Like, they didn't even put it straight. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to trust any of y'all? This is like actually kind of scary, low key. This is not normal. This is like some type of cult situation. When someone starts talking about the founder as if they're like some kind of like untouchable.
Well, it's not maybe not a cult. It's more like an MLM. But MLMs and cults have a lot in
No,
common.
dude, it wasn't even like an MLM. This was like a cult. The way that it was set up was like a cult. Dude, they had secret buildings. They had secret buildings within the fucking resort that no one could access unless you're doing this thing. We thought it was over, right? No, no, no. We go deeper into the building. They open these doors, girl. Guys, I'm not even kidding you. A bunch of tables with a bunch of families and these fucking white men in suits type beat. Everyone just being hustled at different tables with champagne bottles. Every time somebody would sign the membership, they would pop champagne and start clapping. It was like a fucking cult, okay?
Damn.
So we get sat
The fuck
we get
is that?
we got sat down at this table, and there's seriously so many people. It's just like there's like a bunch of like white men in suits sitting around kind of monitoring the people who are like Mexican or native to that area, who are like the lower workers, kind of just like watching them and monitoring them. What the fuck is happening here? And I guess those guys are the big bosses, like the managers.
Mhm.
Because when we sit down, when we got to our table,
Sur le verre.
brought us to our table and started going through even more documents, which is like, what more can you guys say? You already explained this shit. So he's going through prices. It was ridiculous prices. It was like $87,000 for like a two-month stay at a time every year. Some fucked up shit. And they were also automatically just bringing us drinks, like trying to get us drunk. Like they just kept doing like bringing in drinks, but every table. What the fuck is going on? Like, he's like, don't tell anyone I told you this, but this is all part of an elaborate act. I'm giving you all of these numbers, but one of my managers is gonna come in and pretend that I did something wrong, giving you these numbers, and then give you a crazy deal. But he knew that we weren't interested. He's like, I'm just telling you, but don't say anything. So he was a homie, okay? He was trying to be like, this is all part of an elaborate act. Just act surprised.
Damn, do I have to block his name now?
Maybe block his name to protect him, just in
Damn,
case.
okay.
Anyways,
God, you're so like, are you kidding me? That's so much editing, bitch.
that's fine.
Bye.
Anyways,
Bye.
he's like, okay, I gotta call my manager and tell them that you're not interested. So this white man comes up and he's like, oh, he's like looking at a dog. He's like, oh, where are you guys from? We're like Vancouver, BC. And he's like, oh, so you guys are rich, hey? We're like, no. He's like, yeah, when I see BC, all I can think about is bring cash. I'm trying to be like, we're
Huh?
like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about? And why the fuck are you here?
Who the fuck even says that? No one
Yeah.
says that.
And he was just like, kind of like poking fun at us, like, oh, I know you guys are rich and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, my partner is literally wearing a glow in the dark Spider-Man t-shirt. And I'm literally wearing a see-through, like, wrinkly ass dress, my fucking Walmart bathing suit. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, and then he's like, oh, are you Filipino? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, like I think he's like trying to charm me and stuff, and like be like, like trying to be buddy buddy with me. And oh, I know Tagalog or whatever. I know Filipino, but it was like so funny because the shit he was saying he's like, oh, I know how to say this, this, and this. I'm like, dude, these Filipinos he's been talking to were definitely trolling him because he was not saying what he thought he said. One time he was like, oh, I'm saying thank you. But actually what he said to me was, looks like there's not enough drinks in this place because they're force feeding them drinks. But that's what he actually said to me in Tagalog. I'm like, dude, these fucking Filipinos are trolling you, you motherfucker. Like, that's not what they said. That's not what you think it is.
That's so pretty funny.
Anyways, so he didn't,
Did he say it? Did he say it like Cameron Diaz, Filipino?
yeah, like full on. I was like, this is just, I'm like, bitch, I probably speak better English than you. Like,
Well, yeah,
uh.
probably.
So he didn't work. So then they brought in the big boss. Our tour guide was like, okay, this is the guy. Like, just pretend that you're surprised, but just don't budge, essentially. He's gonna try and
Mhm.
convince you, just don't budge. And literally, me and my partner were like, it was actually the craziest thing ever to know that someone's gonna do a play before it actually happens. So what
Mhm.
happens is he's like, okay, let me get my boss. So the boss comes in, right? And he's like chained out, decked out. He kind of looks like that guy from Moana. Like,
Oh,
so our tour guide was like, these are the numbers I showed him. He's like, what? This is his monologue. What? No, no, no. Why are you showing them this? This is too expensive. This is only for, these are only for grown adults who have millions of dollars. Here, guys, forget what you saw. Let me tell you what the real numbers are. So he keeps doing it, and we're like, no. Keeps going down. No. Keeps going down. We're like, no. And then you can literally see him get so angry with our tour guide. I felt so fucking bad for him, honestly. He was like so upset, and we're like, yeah, no, we're not interested in this at all. We can't afford it. We have our own things to pay for. My partner was like, yeah, like to be honest, we're trying to do our own businesses and stuff like that. And he like stopped us. He's like, you don't need to sell me. Why are you trying to sell on me? I'm trying to sell on you. He was like so mad. We're like, okay, you dumb bitch, like whatever. And he just
I'm trying
walked
to
off.
sell on you. I'm gonna punch you. Actually, you know what? Tour guide, bring out the guns because I am
Yeah.
tired. I would get pissed off so quickly though because like I'm sorry, I
hmm
came here to relax and you're gonna be what advertising at me?
Yeah, dude, and it fucking gets crazier because like he he's like he walks away and he's like so fucking pissed and whatever. Left and he's like, sorry guys, like whatever. And I'm like literally telling him, we're like, you know what, like you're actually such a good person, and like we hope for the best and all this other stuff. Like, because he was
Mhm,
actually such a genuine person, and I think he just had to do this job because what other options does he have, kind of thing.
mhm.
We were about to leave, right? We thought it was over, and we were like looking back, and we could see fucking him in the corner, like really, he looked scared about what might happen to him, and I felt so fucking bad, dude. Like it was the worst. But we thought we were gonna go, and then this other guy comes, and he's like, "I'm the last filter." We're like, "No, please." He ended up. People like that manager guy ended up being like, no, don't even deal with them, leave them, they're done. We just like ended up leaving. We finally escaped this fucking cult. But anyways,
You guys should have left
like
really bad reviews talking about
oh,
this and like called them a cult
100%.
and stuff like that just because this is crazy.
100%. I wouldn't recommend this to my worst enemy. Like, it was actually fucked up. That whole experience, we left the building, literally felt out of fucking body.
Hmm.
That was my crazy cult fucking story. They didn't bother us again. Throughout the whole trip, we could see families getting absorbed. We didn't notice it the first 2 days we were there, but
Hmm.
after we started noticing it, like, oh my God, they're going into the room. They're going into the room.
How is that like allowed? If you get all inclusive shit and whatever, like what am I signing up for your bullshit too? That's absolute nonsense.
So what I found out later through my mom was that when she went to Mexico, she went to this place and she got sucked into it because dude, this woman is the number one. You can convince her to do anything except take care of her children. But just kidding.
I was gonna say that.
You can convince her to join a fucking cult if you wanted to. She will do it. She signed up for this membership. She tried to use it because they said it was international, that you could stay at any of their hotels around the world, and they have 2 million hotels. Okay, like
2 million.
girl, the fact that you even believe that is so funny to me.
Oh my god.
She realized she tried to go to Switzerland with that membership, and
Mhm.
it didn't work. And they were like, "Oh, actually, you can only go back to the resort." Girl, what did you fucking think? I can't believe you fell for this shit. she was able to fight them to quitting the membership. So she quit it as a apology thing. They gave her this free trip, and that's why she gave it to me. So that's how I got the trip, because obviously, like, I wouldn't be able to do it myself.
Dude, what's up with like cults and whatever? They seem to like just spring up everywhere.
Dude, but at least this was like the most elaborately planned. It's not even elaborate because, like, dude, there's no way that these people are. Well, I mean, clearly they're convincing people. They convinced my fucking mom. Like, but other than that, amazing trip. Love Mexico.
Other
Mexico was
than that,
fucking awesome. Mexico was fucking awesome, dude. I literally felt like when I left that building, I felt like I went to purgatory and came out.
the capitalist
Like,
purgatory,
yeah, the
of like
capital's
one
purgatory.
version of it.
It's crazy because, like, that's how I actually imagine demons to look like and Satan to look like, just like white bald men in business suits.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense actually.
So scary.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I was gonna say tell a couple of short. It's not even like a story, but just like kind of an anecdote from the trip. First and foremost, when I was flying, I think I was flying to you. By to you, I mean it was the first time I flew to Vancouver. I think I told you about the guy, this white guy who walked in onto the plane, and he comes up to the row in front of me, and there's another white guy sitting there, and they're basically the same white guy in different fonts. And
Yeah.
then he comes up to the row and he sees that white guy and he goes, "Oh hell yeah."
You're like, what? Hell yeah,
And
about
I'm just
what?
like, and I'm like, I think to myself, I'm like, they must know each other, because otherwise, like, there's no other way. Like maybe like they're friends, and they just like randomly like you know how you have to pay extra to be in a specific seat. Maybe they didn't
Yeah,
want to pay
yeah,
extra, and now he comes up and he's like, holy shit, we're in the same like we're on the same row,
yeah.
even though we didn't pay for it. So I was like, maybe that's what it is, because that's the only way this oh hell yeah would make any sense. This motherfuckers start talking to each other, and they're meeting for the first time. They're introducing themselves to each other. I'm
I'm like,
like,
are you?
that was enthusiastic. Brayden and Jaden, weird as fuck. Like, can you
He's just
imagine?
Brandon just walks up. He sees another like just like Caucasian burly man who's wearing a snapback. He's like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
that's hot. He's
and
like,
it,
fuck yeah, that's hot.
listen, I understand being excited, being like, yeah, hell yeah, like we're gonna be pals or whatever the fuck. But like in your head, you know, or like at the end being like hell yeah, we met each other, like this is nice, you know, whatever. Weird, but kind of like understandable. But this, Brayden, I just
It,
imagined if it was a girl sitting there and he said that, it would be so creepy. But
dude.
this is also kind of fucked up because it's like, I don't know, I would feel so weird if like even a girl who's like my age and who clearly is a girl would come up and be like, hell yeah, when she
Yeah.
sees me out. Oh, you're showering without me type of deal.
What are you wearing? Dude,
Without me.
me? Dude, you're giving Nosferatu.
You're giving Nosferatu Muppet.
What are you doing? Yes, but what would you be doing if I was there?
Oh, also one other thing. I got into an Uber, and I like there's like signs on the chairs. Oh, like I am deaf. Kind of just letting you know that yeah, like I'm deaf, and like if I'm not responding or something like that, it's because of that. Like I just didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's
Um
because I can't hear. Like,
yeah, literally. So I was like, okay, like whatever. And obviously like when I got into the car, like instead of saying hi or something, he's kind of just like made a noise because he can't hear obviously. We start driving. this this little bitch, this guy, he's like 20 years old. He's just like you know like barely a guy. Like he's still like boy adjacent, you know.
yeah.
He's like he's like driving, and he starts fucking watching TikTok while driving. I was
It's like,
like,
dude, you
yeah.
you already have one less sense. Now you're not gonna
Now I can see that you don't have any sense at
sense.
all. I'm sitting there, I'm like feeling like a babushka. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking like I'm gonna smack you on the back of your head. Are you kidding me?
That's
He's
so
literally watching TikToks while he's driving and he's deaf. And I'm like, dude, that's so unsafe, even if you can hear.
he really said, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. You really said Jesus take the wheel?
I thought you were responsible because you put signs up. You were like, I'm gonna let everybody know. This is gonna be like, very, very, like, he has a procedure here, So I was feeling kind of safe. And then he
Yeah.
pulls out his stupid ass phone and starts watching TikToks. And I'm
Dude,
like, well, we're gonna die. But bitch, we're gonna die.
even a disability will not stop a man from being a man.
No, straight up. It's not gonna stop him from fucking watching TikToks. Like it's and I think that you know what, he probably fucking gets away with so much just because he's also cute. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's a deadly combo. Like
Dude, it's giving my younger brother being like tapping on his ear because my brother is like half deaf, so he won't
yeah,
like he like completely won't be able to hear you if you're like on one side of his body, essentially.
yeah,
Like that's how bad it is.
yeah,
So it's like him using it as an excuse. He'll just like tap his ear. I'm like, bitch, that's your hearing ear. Like I know
yeah,
you hear me.
yeah. Like that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Especially when they're like that's like a fucking deadly combo, dude. I'm telling you. Anyway, also when I was in Van, I went to spend time with one of the girls that I know at the gallery that she works
Hmm.
at, and I have never been to that gallery. It's Center A. I don't
Oh,
know.
really? You never went?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
not
I
during
never
school?
went because the thing is, I knew where it was technically speaking. I just thought that I always kind of passed by it and never knew where it actually was.
Right, right,
Like I
right.
thought that
It's in a
actually,
weird.
you know what? I just thought that like I just never paid attention to it or something like that, but I knew where it's supposed to be. And
Yeah,
then
it's in a
I came
weird
there
kind
and
of area.
I brought coffee with me because I'm like, I'm gonna bring some coffee for her. We're gonna have like a little chat.
Yeah.
I'm walking back and forth on this stupid ass street. I'm going back up. I'm going up and down the street, bitch. Like, I cannot figure out where the gallery is. I look at the fucking map. It tells me you can go upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but from where, bitch? From where? And I'm just going back and forth. And this lady, I think that she's probably unhoused, and she was kind of like loopy. I guess like maybe she was like maybe on some kind of drugs or whatever. I don't know. Maybe just she had a day like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she like passes by and she goes to this door, this metal door,
Yep. The gate.
this
That weird.
gate that looks like it's the back of like a meat processing facility or something like that. Like this doesn't look like a door you should be going through as just like a pedestrian. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is not for you if you're just
It's
here to chill. Okay? This
yeah.
is a working person area.
It's pretty sus.
Like it's crazy. And she walks in and I'm like, "Oh, that might be it, bitch." But then I'm like also kind of confused because I'm like, maybe not. And this guy, this old guy standing outside of it too, and he's also unhoused. He bought a bunch of croissants, like this pack.
Hmm.
He offered it to her, and then he's offering it to me. He's like, "Yeah, I have too many. Like they're gonna go stale before I can even finish them." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like I just ate," and I ate so much for
Hmm.
brunch. I probably rolled out of the fucking brunch place on my belly because that's how round I felt after eating that. And that might not make sense in English at all, but Russian speaking
No.
people or Slavic people understand what I'm talking about because I felt like kolobok. If you know what that is, you know what that is. But basically, I felt like I rolled on the streets afterwards, like on my belly. Anyway, and it like, honestly, it was such a moment of just being like, damn, this guy has nothing and he's offering something to people around him just because. And these cunts that are sitting in our fucking governments in like at the top of these corporations that all should be fucking shot, those motherfuckers wouldn't share a dime with anybody.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh,
This
it's.
old man who has worked his entire life and now is on the streets because our system is a failure
Hmm.
offered me clearly. And the thing is, it's not like he was only offering it to people who are unhoused or who are like in that community because like obviously he would know some people who live in Hastings, right? So like it would make more sense that he would be willing to share with them. He offered it to me,
Yeah. She's like
like,
so.
and I was like, God damn it. And then I walk through these doors, I get into this building, and by the way, this is like an old mall that has been bought by like Chinese community and turned into like kind of a cultural building. It has like a gallery and it has like rooms where you can rehearse for people like choirs and whatever. I walk
Hmm.
in the escalator doesn't work. So I'm again,
Yeah.
it's like the first floor is looking abandoned as shit, okay? The escalator doesn't work. The only reason why I know that you can even go up there is because like that you're allowed, I guess, is because that woman is walking in front of me. But then I'm like also like, am I barging in on someone's like home situation?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are they
Yeah.
chilling here? And I'm just gonna barge in and be like, hey guys, I'm here for a gallery. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Anyway, so I'm feeling like I'm barging into someone's house, you know?
Hmm.
But I'm like, I think this is the right place because there's like signs that say Center A and it's pointing up. So I persevered, okay? I keep on walking upstairs. I woke up and as I go to the second floor, I hear this opera singing a little bit off key. I walk off and I'm like, oh, that's like 100 Chinese elders singing. I'm just so confused because again,
Like
it looks abandoned, but there are so many people here.
you're like, where am I?
No, straight up. I'm like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm barging in because it's like both feels like you shouldn't be there as a pedestrian because it's like so abandoned, but it's also so
Hmm.
filled with people that are doing shit and they're here like for a reason that
Yeah. Dude,
it's so confusing.
that place is like I'm always there because like that's there's like a fabric store that's there that I always go to.
Mm,
There's also photo like a lot of like photographers have their studios there as well. It's like all dead stock. They collect it from stores that are closing down or like people donate it. So it's like nothing is newly produced
mhm,
and it's like one of one. I get a
mm.
lot of lace stuff from there. Dude, yeah, that place is like it's so disorienting. It looks like kind of like one of those abandoned buildings from a cyberpunk movie.
That's the thing. This looks like The Last of Us. And it makes
Yeah,
sense because The Last of Us is filmed in Vancouver. But
like y'all.
it's so funny because I was like, this is an abandoned building. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to be here. Because sometimes in abandoned buildings, like it's okay to be there, but sometimes you
Hmm.
do need to know whether there's like issues with electricity or other things like that. Like the wires are not properly insulated or something. Like you need to know where you're going, basically. And I was just like, I just kept on going because I was like, well, I'm just gonna trust this lady that she knows we can be here, but then I'm like also like I don't think she's here fully, so maybe I shouldn't be.
You're like, do I risk it
Yeah, I'm
or
just like,
do
hey
I?
guys.
Did your friend come out and find you though?
No, she was in the gallery and she didn't see my
Uh,
text. So I
oh
walk into the
damn.
gallery and I'm like, dude, I thought I was literally in the wrong place. And she was like, oh yeah, I should have probably told you about this, that it looks like it's abandoned. And I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah,
she
you
just
don't
the
say.
thing is, since both of us are in this scene, like in the art scene, she assumed that I knew.
Center A, yeah.
Which makes sense. It makes sense because I know Center A. I've just never been there. And it's
Inside,
like
yeah.
I was like, dude, I thought there was like an entrance from the street or like a sign that says that Center A is here.
They
Not
should
a
get a
single
sign,
sign,
honestly.
nothing. They just said, if you stumble upon us, you stumble upon us. And if you don't, you don't. That's kind of the fucking approach of this gallery, I guess.
It's just like anything in that building. It's like if you know, you know. If you don't know, well, you're never gonna know.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you just enter on the first floor, dude, you're gonna turn around and leave because you're gonna think that you're in an abandoned building where you shouldn't be. And she was like, "Yeah, on one hand it's not abandoned, but on the other hand, don't take the stairs." And I was like, "Huh? Why?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know the elevator is really slow, but don't take the stairs because there's always someone who's like shooting it up."
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, you don't want to be there for that." I'm like, "Mm, mm,
Hmm.
okay."
Thank, thank you, I guess. But yeah, that is actually true. There is a lot of sus ass shit going on in there.
Yeah, and they have like a really funny edit of a raccoon in that room on a poster in their office. And it's like on
And
a tarot card of the magician.
you should insert that.
Yeah, and one hand is holding a scythe.
Dude, oh my God. I forgot to mention, speaking of fucking raccoons, okay, when I was in Mexico, there's a lot of animals that we don't have. Like,
Mhm.
obviously. I mean, they had this one animal that looked like fuck, I forgot what it's called. Anteater looking animal. Animal
Anteater looking ass.
Mexico. Northern Tamandua? A tamandua?
Oh.
So, anyways, Oh, I guess it's called a coati. So they have those running around as if they're like squirrels.
Mm.
It's kind of like their version of a raccoon, essentially. So they had a bunch of those. There was like a bunch of iguanas everywhere, big ass iguanas. I love iguanas and I like reptiles, so it was like really cool for me. And I wasn't scared of any of them. And they had a lot of birds, rainbow birds, like, and you already know I'm scared of birds.
Yeah.
But girl, you know what's so funny? Nothing fucking scared me more than an actual raccoon that was there. An American ass raccoon, okay? American raccoon. How did he even get to Mexico?
Do they
One,
not have raccoons?
probably, but a coati is their actual raccoon, like their version of.
Oh.
But and the coati didn't even scare me, dude. I was like around them, they're around me. I was chilling, I was vibing. The iguanas didn't scare me. The iguanas are like this big.
Hmm.
The fucking like giant bugs. Even the birds didn't scare me as much. But the raccoon, the American raccoon I saw in Mexico, I ran for my life.
Did you know that I don't think that skunks are anywhere else but here?
Yeah, that makes sense because the city is
I
fucking
genuinely, I was like,
smelly.
a skunk, bitch? Like, I've never even smelled what a skunk smelled like until I moved here.
I'm so sorry for you.
We don't have those freaks.
Yeah.
They're also so
It may,
cute that
no.
you wouldn't, like, no, they're cute. You wouldn't assume that they would do such a thing.
Girl, take that back.
They're
I
not
don't think I've.
scary. They're cute looking. They're kind of like squirrels.
No, I don't even like squirrels.
Well, that's your problem.
I don't like the wildlife, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the thing is, I like the wildlife. I just don't want to be around it.
Dude.
I'd
But
rather
yeah,
watch a video of it close up and be like, oh, that's cute, that's interesting, than see them in real life, to be honest. And especially like in zoos, I just get sad in zoos.
me too. I get sad in zoos as
I just
well.
don't go there because it makes me feel icky. And
Yeah.
I always felt like that. I also feel icky in circuses for no reason. I don't really know why. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like circuses that have animals in it. I think it's illegal though now.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think they can have that stuff. Dude, if I see any type of, like, if I see elephants getting, like, oh, that makes me so sad. I can't even deal with it. I love primates as well, like monkeys and gorilla. Well, monkeys considered, not considered primates?
I don't know. I don't care for any of them. I just don't
How dare
really
you?
like
Oh, oh, you
I
don't,
don't really like them in captivity, first of
oh,
all.
so you don't care about your ancestors?
Yeah, I
You
don't.
don't care about your animal ancestors.
Mm-mm.
Fair enough, they would kill you, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like
Chimpanzees
the
are psychopath.
orangutan, they're really like you can see that they're very intelligent. I really like looking at them on video. I don't want to look at them in a zoo. I don't need to be next to them. I don't need to go on a safari ride and see them or some shit like that or whatever ride, jungle ride, whatever, wherever they are. I don't need any of that. I'm good with the video. Also, if I see a bear like up close or whatever the hell, the only type that I like is the one that's this anomaly that happens like once in fucking 100 years somewhere in Siberia, where this old Russian guy is a friend with a bear because he raised him, and they just sit at a bench together. The
Yeah,
bear
what's
is
up with
just sitting
that?
there, no chains, no nothing. The bear is just his pal, and they're eating together, and he's just like passing him some food that he's eating or whatever the fuck. Like that's some good shit.
Yeah, why is there always a Russian man with a bear?
I don't know because the thing is
Such a
like
canon event.
there's probably some that are kind of like doing it on purpose in terms of like training or something like that probably, but I know some that just like is just a dude that lived in his hut and became a friend with a bear and they just eat together. Like I just knew one of those that was
Yeah,
by our lake, and we
that's
would
so
go and
cute.
like people would go purposefully to go see them just because they're just sitting there eating. They
Just
had their
eating and
lunches
chilling.
there, and everyone was like, "Holy fuck, he's just chilling with you like that?" Okay.
That's his bear.
Yeah, that
So
his pal.
cute.
That's his good old boy.
Well, that was the last of our, I guess, our catch-up stories.
I maybe I have more, but who cares?
Who cares? Anyways.
Anyway, we talked about like the arts in the city with that girl who's working at Center A.
Oh yeah? What was being displayed?
We didn't talk about the art that they displayed at that moment specifically. It was more about
Mm,
the funding. The funding got really cut like harshly.
really?
Because the thing is, like, the funding was like given out until like I think many of those grants were until 2024. So now
Mm,
they're all running out of money, and all of them have to cut their staff.
so sad,
Mhm.
honestly.
And
Okay,
that's our
well,
time.
yeah, and we'll be back with a actual art related episode Promises, promises.
Well, it is art related because
Because it's us.
no, because like most of my stories are related still to the art industry. Like even when I'm telling people about me hanging somewhere or whatever, it's usually
Yeah.
again with someone who's working at a gallery, with someone like we talked about this, we talked about that. Because like, what do you want? Fucking Picasso conversation again? I swear to God, like when people are, I just want an art podcast that's about art. You don't want, actually, you know what? You do want that because that's why those art podcasts are trending and whatever. But the fact of the matter is, this is information that can be found anywhere. It's not like they're actually doing any proper research.
Hmm.
They just come in and they're like, Cubism is about different perspective on the same object. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not.
Wow. Groundbreaking.
We're talking about our
Oh,
fucking life.
literally 2 days ago, I was watching some video or something like that on Sims 3 Supernatural, and there was this
Hmm.
new town that was created specifically for that expansion called Moonlight Falls or something like that.
Hmm.
And one of the characters that was created for it was in that trailer, and it said the artist that hates art. And I had to
That
send
was
it
so
to my
awesome.
assistant. I was like, bitch, that's us. She's even
That's actually
dressed low
us.
key like what I dress like in some cases. Like just
Yeah,
all black, something slightly witchy or Victorian going on.
yeah, dude.
That was
Honestly,
so funny.
they're trying to tempt us to come back and play.
Pika
We're not
came.
gonna.
You can see it. I'm gonna show Pika to my assistant.
Aww, Pika.
Pika's
Pika,
been
you're so
looking
cute.
like so much older recently. Like I can see her age showing.
Don't say that.
I can't do it, baby. I can't be a puppy forever, please.
She looks like a puppy to me.
Good. Good. She is being a
Okay,
puppy.
thanks for
Yeah.
listening. See you next
Thank you for
time.
listening.
We'll
Have
be
a good
back on our
time.
yeah, we'll be back on our regular schedule.
Yeah, I'm watching this bitch, and you do. You do.
You do
You need to
do?
do it as well because clearly my watching is not enough.
Yeah, go
This bitch keeps
spam me and
slipping through my fingers, and she's like, "Well,
slip,
we'll do it tomorrow." And then she does it for like 2 weeks.
slip, slipping through my fingers. Yeah, spam me in the comments, bro.
No,
Bully me in the
literally.
comments.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
bully
leak
me,
your
but then
name if you're gonna be like this.
yeah,
Please find me.
she's gonna dox me. All I ask is if you do bully me, also send a nice comment after, because I'm sensitive.
As
And
if you're
actually,
gonna read it.
I did read it. I read it this morning.
Okay, I have to
Okay.
force her.
Girl, everyone needs to force me just to live, to get up and live my life. Trust me, you ain't the only one.
Trust me, you're not special, she said.
Yeah, trust me, you're not special, girl.
This is so fucked up. Do you guys hear this?
Okay, bye.
Bye.